ever wanted to stay at a Disney Deluxe Resort but thought there is absolutely no way I'm paying that price, well, this video is for you. We have stayed deluxe multiple times by renting DVC points and saving 30 to 50% with no ownership and no timeshare, and I'm going to help you do the same. Hey guys, my name is Andrea. Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, I'm so glad that you are here. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how it works, who this is best for, and if it's actually worth it for families like ours. So let's jump into this. So before we start talking about renting points and saving money, we have to start with what DVC actually is, because this is where most people get confused and we don't want any of that. So DVC stands for Disney Vacation Club, and it's basically Disney's version of a timeshare. So families actually buy into Disney. They pay a large amount up front and then they get a set of number points every year. So those points can be used to stay at Disney's deluxe resorts, villas, studios, and or larger rooms like we did in our past September trip when we stayed in a 3-bedroom villa. So instead of booking through Disney the normal way, they're booking points to places like Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Boardwalk, Riviera, Beach Club, like all of the high-end resorts. And these resorts are absolutely stunning. They're beautiful. They're closer to the parks. They have better pools, bigger rooms. There's kitchens sometimes, and it makes a different experience holistically. So here's the important part. A lot of DVC owners don't use all of their points every year. Life happens. They skip a trip. They can't travel every year, or they just have a lot of extra points. So instead of letting those points go to waste, they rent them out to families like ours. So when we rent DVC points, we're not joining anything. We're not buying into anything. We're not signing up long term. We're literally just renting someone else's unused vacation points for a stay. We get the same exact room, the same resort, the same Disney perks, just at a much, much lower price. And a lot of people hear the word timeshare and immediately get nervous, which I can totally understand. I'm not interested. But when you're renting, you're not taking on any of that commitment. You're just booking a vacation through a different system. Think of it like this. You're renting someone's Airbnb instead of Disney. So if you understand that, renting makes a lot more sense. Okay, so now that we understand what DVC is, let's talk about why so many families choose to rent points instead of booking directly through Disney. And honestly, the big reason is pretty simple. It saves a lot of money. So when you look at Disney's website, Disney resorts can be easily $600, $700, even $800, even more. Let's talk about that. Even more a night. And for most families, that's just truly not realistic for an entire trip for multiple nights. But when you rent DVC points, you're usually paying 30 to 50% less for the same exact room. So instead of feeling like you have to settle for a value or a moderate resort, suddenly you're able to stay at a deluxe resort. Another big reason that I love deluxe resorts is space. A lot of DVC rooms are studios or villas, which means you often get more room, like extra storage, sometimes a kitchenette, sometimes a whole kitchen, and sometimes even a washer and dryer. So when you're traveling with kids, that makes a huge difference. It's easier to do snacks, do the bottles, leftovers, laundries before you come home, all of it. And you're not just living out of one tiny little baby suitcase anymore. Another reason why people love to rent is the location. Most of the Disney resorts are right next to the parks. The location are amazing. You can walk to Epcot on some of the resorts. You can hop on the monorail. You can take the Skyliner. And when you're traveling with kids, being close means less walking, less waiting, less exhaustion, and a lot more happiness. It gives you so much more flexibility through the day. And you can actually go back to your room for naps, swim breaks. That sounds pretty awesome. Some quiet time. And then all of a sudden you're heading back out for the night. So a lot of this has to do with comfort. Deluxe resorts just feel different. The theming, lobbies, pools, the transportation, everything feels more relaxed and just a little bit more special. For a lot of families, it turns the trip from busy theme park vacation into an actual vacation. And that's just what simply Tyler loves the most about some of these resorts. And as a working busy mom, I always like for a trip to be a lot easier and less stressful because Disney is magical, but it can also be exhausting. And this option just helps a lot more. So having more space, being closer to the parks, and not feeling rushed all the time makes a huge difference for our family vacations. And also, people rent DVC because it's low commitment. You get to try the deluxe experience without owning anything, without paying thousands of dollars up front, and without being locked into anything long-term versus if you were to do DVC membership. You can test it out. You can see if you love it. And maybe it does make sense for your family to be a part of DVC. But for us, renting DVC points has been one of the best ways to upgrade our trips without blowing our budget. It lets us stay somewhere amazing and still be financially responsible and still make memories with Annie. And we all know that this year, it is my goal to be completely debt-free. And this is one way that I can stay within my budget and not have to compromise every single trip and be able to stay at some of my favorite resorts. Riviera was amazing because of the Skyliner. Being able to get to Epcot and Hollywood Studios so easily with Annie is absolutely huge. And the rooms are also super fantastic and gorgeous. And the pool area is fantastic. I loved being able to look out and see the Skyliner going by, the water. You can see the Caribbean beach. It's absolutely stunning. And the vibe, amazing vibe. And also the coffee downstairs in the main lobby, perfect. At the beach club, we stayed in a 1-bedroom villa. That extra space was amazing. Having a separate bedroom, more storage, and more room to spread out made that trip feel incredible. There was one night that I ordered pizza. We chilled, sat in the living room. We had the full kitchen. We watched some football, and it was amazing family time. Then there was one point that Tyler went to bed in the other room. Annie and I chilling, hanging out in the living room, being able to look out on the balcony and watch the fireworks in Epcot. And also, I love the beach club. You've got Stormalong Bay, that huge pool, the sand bottom pool, and just the area is fantastic. I love being hungry also while I'm staying at the beach club and walking over to Epcot for dinner. That's amazing. That's a huge perk. And then at Old Key West, we stayed at a 3-bedroom villa with my entire family. And this is really where the savings hit me. When I looked up that same day, when I looked up that same stay on Disney's website, it was $10,000. By renting DVC points, we paid around $5,000 for that same stay in September. And what's crazy is when I was comparing prices, staying at some of the value resorts during that time would have cost us the same amount of money. So we were able to stay in a massive 3-bedroom villa with a full kitchen, laundry, and space for our whole family for about the same price as a value resort. That really is eye-opening. Everyone had their own space. Every family had their own bedroom. Every family had their own bathroom. We all could come into the living room and relax. It felt like home at Disney World. It was so nice. And the boys, they were so excited because Old Key West sits on one of the golf courses. We were able to watch all kinds of guests play golf. It was amazing. And the pool is so very fun. Now, if we want to talk about a vacation feel, Old Key West, that is the vacation feel. It feels like you're literally in the Keys. The feeling is amazing there. And I fell in love with it. Also, we're staying there in April. very excited. As a busy working mom, vacations, they matter so very much. And when you're rested, when you're organized, when you're not stressed in your room, you can enjoy the parks so much more. And that's why we keep going back to renting DVC points. It's not just about saving money, honestly. It's about getting more value, more comfort, more of a vacation feel, a better experience for our family. And I'm kind of addicted to it. Okay, so now let's talk about who renting DVC points is actually perfect for, because I'll be honest, it's not for everyone, and that's okay. But for a lot of families, it is an amazing option. Renting DVC points is perfect for families who want the deluxe Disney experience without paying the deluxe Disney prices. If you've ever looked at those resorts and thought, that would be so nice, but it's not in our budget, this might be exactly what you've been looking for, truly, because I feel the same. I like the luxury feel, but I just don't like the price. It's also perfect for families traveling with kids. If you value having more space, better pools, quiet resorts, and easier transportation, DVC resorts make it easier. Being able to walk to the parks, hop on the Skyliner, or ride the monorail can completely change how your day feels and how your trip could possibly go. It's especially great for parents who like the option of taking breaks. If you like going back to your room for naps or swim time when it gets really, really hot, or just quiet time in the afternoon, staying close, again, makes it a lot easier. So renting DVC points is also perfect for planners. If you like researching your trips, booking early, and having things locked in ahead of time, you'll probably love the system because the planners are really rewarded because you actually have to plan ahead. It's great for families who also take Disney trips regularly. So if Disney is something that you prioritize in your family time or on your vacations, upgrading your stay and saving some money might just make sense. And honestly, it's perfect for busy working parents who want their vacation to feel like an actual break, not just another exhausting trip where you're walking 20,000 steps. It just makes things a lot easier and makes things feel a lot more like home. So if you're someone who values comfort, convenience, savings, planning ahead, sound like you? Renting DVC points is probably a great fit for you. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, that sounds like us, then you're definitely going to want to see part 2 of this series, because in that video, I'm going to walk through extremely thoroughly exactly how to rent DVC points, literally step by step, where to go, what to look for, and what to watch out for so you can feel confident doing this all by yourself. So make sure that you're subscribed, because I don't want you to miss out for whenever that part 2 goes live, because I'm going to literally do step by step, and I'm going to bring my computer screen up on the screen so we can do it together. So hit the subscribe button really quick. So I do want to talk about the biggest worries people usually have when they first hear about renting DVC points, because almost everyone has the same questions, and honestly, I did too. But the big first worry is this even legit? A lot of people see the savings and think, this has to be too good to be true. So much savings. What's the catch? They wonder how it works, who they're booking through, and if it's actually secure. And those are really valid and smart questions to ask. Another big worry is, what if something goes wrong? People worry about the reservations getting canceled, plans changing, or something failing through the last minute. Especially when you're traveling with kids, the last thing you want is the extra stress about where you're going to be laying your head at night. Probably the biggest concern that I hear about is cancellation, because life happens. Work schedules change, kids get sick, emergencies come up, and plans just simply shift. So people are always asking, what happens if I have to cancel? And When you rent DVC points, the cancellation rules are usually stricter than booking directly through Disney. So this is something that you really want to understand before you book. And lucky for you, I'm here to help you. But this is also why who you book through matters so very much. I personally use and trust DVC Rental Store. And yes, I am an affiliate with them, but that's only because I used them firsthand. I've used multiple agencies and they just gave me a really great experience and give me so much confidence. And I would never partner with a company that I wouldn't use for my own family. And they've just been my favorite. But when you book through a reputable company, they can handle the entire process for you. They work directly with the DVC owner. They secure the reservations in your name and they manage the contract. They handle everything, even the payment. So you're not dealing with individuals. You're working with professional people and a company that manages everything from start to finish. And one thing that I really like about them is that they offer a stress-free cancellation policy. So with this option, you have the option, if you cancel far in advance, you usually get your money back as a credit that you can use toward a future trip, often for up to 2 years. So you're not just losing your money, you're just shifting your dates or your vacation to another date. You're just modifying it essentially. They also offer a cashback protection policy, which you can usually add on when you book. With that option, depending on when you cancel, you can actually get part of your money refunded back to your original payment instead of just getting the credit. If you want your money back, that's an option. So if something really unexpected happens, you're not stuck feeling like you lost everything. Another worry people have is flexibility. So when you book directly through Disney, it's usually easier to make changes. With DVC rentals, things are more locked in. So you do want to be confident in the dates that you're going. So some people also worry about whether they'll be treated differently. They think, are we going to get the same experience because we're renting? Or do we still get the same perks? Or will something feel off? And the answer is no. You're treated the exact same way as any other guest. No one knows you're renting. No one even asks. You just check in and stay like everybody else is. And then there's the worry of it all feeling overwhelming. Between points, between booking windows, there's a little bit more rules, and a lot of moms look at it and think, this just sounds a little bit too complicated. And honestly, like, I understand. It was a lot complicated when I first started, but we already manage so much in everyday life. But when you actually understand the steps of this process, I think that you're really, really going to see the benefit of it. You don't have to figure it out on your own. This is just part one of a 2-part series. But I do want to be honest though, renting DVC points isn't completely risk-free. There are still rules. There are still deadlines, just like if you were booking through Disney. But working with a trusted company and choosing the right protection option makes a huge difference. And as a mom who plans trips around work and our life, that peace of mind, it really does matter so much to me. And knowing everything is handled professionally, it helps me book a lot more with confidence. And if you ever choose to use my link, it truly means so much to me because it helps support our channel and allows me to keep making guides like this for you. And also, while we're talking about it, in part 2, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to book and how to choose the right protection option so you know what makes the most sense for your family. If this video helped you understand DVC renting a little better, I would love for you to stay here with us and subscribe. This is just part 1 of the series. And in part 2, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to rent DVC points step by step, like where to go, what to click, what to look for, and how to choose the best options for your family because you know what's best for your family. And I want you to feel confident doing this, not overwhelmed. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss when that video goes live. And if you're curious what this could actually look like for your dates, your budget, I'll have my link in the description. Make sure to click on it, enter your travel dates, and explore real pricing with no pressure and no obligation, just kind of perusing, a little browse and a little vacation prep. It's a great way to see if this would even make sense for your family before committing to anything. And if you do choose to use my link, it really does, again, mean so very much to me because it helps support our channel and helps me keep creating things like this for you guys. So thank you so very much for watching and supporting us in everything. And thank you so much for being a part of this community. And I will see you in part 2. Bye.
Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic?